They're not going to use it. George with 5. George drives over Gobert. It's good with 0.8 of a second left to give the Thunder a 1-point lead. Timeout, Utah. MVP caliber shot by an MVP candidate. Split into doubles and then over one of the best shot blockers in the league. Rainbows that one in to give the Thunder the advantage.
Teardrop. That one was up there by the shot clock right there, Dave.
That scraped the sky on the way down.
Wow.
You got to think Paul George has to get a touch at some point, and he does. The 3-ball quickly, got it, and one! My George!
Now watch him come off that. There he comes off the screen, and then he goes up right away. You say, well, what happened? Butler was a half a step back. Why? Because the screen is a big screen by Adams. Now you still have to make the
2-point game. Here comes Westbrook. Off to Adams. Westbrook corner. George for the lead. Westbrook got the assist. It is a 3.
Absolutely.
They've got the lead. Westbrook has a triple-double, and Paul George may have just won this game for the Thunder.
Gets one to go there off the steal in transition. Long distance bomb from George, keeping the hopes of the Thunder alive.
Durant blocked. Diallo swats Durant, tried to go behind the back. It ends up in the hands of George. Reverse stuff.
Time to put pressure on the Nets.
Low ball, Paul George elevates, and the Thunder is dunk off the feed from Westbrook. Thunder in this fourth quarter.
Oh, look at that, just hung up there, had elevation, hang time.
George sizing him up. Boy, we've seen that go down so many times, but he saves it out of bounds, and it sets up a T-Bird triple.
I'm going to let you talk about that.
Wow.
6-3 OKC, but Lakers with the handle on the basketball, and it's thrown away. They lead in steals. This guy right there leads the NBA in steals. Paul George.
For trouble as he's got his second steal already and his second flush.
Off ball screens, they're switching very little. On ball, they'll switch a little bit more, but you're right. Paul George with a terrific, but the catch and go by George, the bump by Matthews, and the shot over the backboard. That's a horse shot.
His 30th.
I mean, I did not think the day was going to end with a Lorenzo Williams reference. You didn't get the production to fall on that? Oh, Paul George.
Murray can't get that one to fall. And I'm interested to see this matchup because that would look personal. That looked like he had some anger for MVP. 9-0 run here in the first quarter for the Thunder. We'll be back.
Aminu, came up and got blocked by George. But what a denial on the defensive end by Paul George.
You talk about access denied at the rim. Paul George, just perfect timing. Laker town, but for a minute, it was a Clipper town.
Boy, beautiful ball movement. The Thunder started by Schroeder, who rifled a pass down low to George.
We know Paul can dribble, but he can pass it too. That's a tough pass in traffic.
The back of the rim is the Thunder inching closer up ahead. George soars and throws it down. By PG-13, nobody can stop that. Get above the rim. Forcing Tom Thibodeau and the T-Wolves. I'm a little surprised they're not putting anybody on the ball here. They're going to double team Dennis Schroeder, but they get it into Paul George. Has time to take a dribble, pulls up for 3 and knocks it down. Paul George at the buzzer from downtown. Halftime lead. Steven Adams was wide open on the inbounds pass. That's plenty of time to get it to Paul George. Even had time to take a dribble. How about that shot?
Shot. It ends up being Thunderball anyway, and a breakaway for George. And a stop!
How about that overtime game? 3 minutes left, down 2, and you go with a windmill.
There's a truck, and they make the call. George. Oh, my goodness. Paul George bouncing off of Isaac.
Unbelievable right here. Watch Jonathan Isaac. There's the bump. Hands up.
Goodness.
But as soon as he feels the contact, letting that one go.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, it's easy to underappreciate the career of Wilt Chamberlain. It's not hard to appreciate Paul George as Westbrook has his triple-double.
Here's George, puts it on the floor, gets past 2 guys, stuffs it on the freak.
Here in this quarter. Look at Paul George too, Mike.
Oh, beautiful pass, and George with the slam.
Execution, on-point delivery, little backdoor play, and Russell Westbrook delivers the pass. Paul George.
Around shot, no good. George spins and floats it up and in.
And he's still in attack mode. I love that because you know he can shoot the three. Kind of set Luka Doncic up, and watch out. Here we go.
George all the way up and over.
That's how he is. Before you can talk about one move.
But that is a big three as Indiana remaining close here. Got it down to single digits. George off the bump. Oh, it floats in.
Oh, either.
Schroeder to get it into Westbrook. Westbrook over to George. George got the flyby. 3 on the way. He's good with 3.1 seconds. George gives the Thunder the 2-point lead.
Watch this, folks.
Time 3. As George was left open, made the right decision, got the flyby, plenty of time, and only fitting as he's got 47 on.
Defense is making things happen. But boy, look at this here. 3 white shirts.
Off the backboard, and Grant with the exclamation point. Grant, he can get up with the rest of them for the highlight reel.
And it's his great hustle. Great hustle and having fun.
George, the rebound. A little bit of time here for the Thunder as he will launch it from half court, and it goes.
I'm going to tell you a story about that shot. He and Raymond Felton were practicing that shot before the game.
You're going to check the replay. But Paul George at the buzzer of the third quarter, highlighting a big night for the Thunder. Have a nice lead. It's at 20.
He's just everywhere right now, Steven Adams.
George gets the contact and the foul. Count the 3. Paul George going to go to the line for a possible 4-point play.
For halftime, you're going in with a little bit of momentum with, but there it is right there.
Steven Adams is able to knock it free, sends it up. Schroeder with the nice pass to George, who flushes it home.
Off the glass for Steven Adams. And you look at Steven Adams' numbers over the last 3 games, 20 and 10, being more aggressive, and this team can get steals and turn defense into offense really quick.
It's a rebound by George. Tough step back three, splashes home for Paul George, much needed, his first 3 of the night. So you wonder how much energy Denver's going to have. Nice pass, George climbs the ladder and scores with a dunk.
George for 3, got it. And it's a 5-point game. Westbrook comes in and takes it right out of his hands. Throws it ahead to George. George slams it home.
What's remarkable thing about Steven Adams, 2nd year in a row, he's going to have more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds. George slithers free somehow. Little Houdini act as he got it up.
Here in the second half, we've just happened to make a few more shots.
Billy, good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, good luck. Back to you guys.
Another 3-pointer by Paul George.
Decision.
Another steal by Paul George. And he's able to get all the way to the rim. Mike Malone cannot be happy.
He's always got the Thunder off to a good start when he gets those early touches.
George flies all the way to the rim and throws it down. A defensive stop for the Thunder, who stand its ground. George for the lead. That's good. Straight away, Paul George right down the pipe gives the Thunder the 99-98 lead. Snatching away that rebound.
I like that, all 5 to the glass.
George again. This time Speaking of getting to the glass, doing everything for the Thunder, and he opens up this fourth quarter with a three.
Set the tone and the pace of the game, and he does just about as good a job as anyone starting the game off with his intensity as George gets the dunk.
You're so kind. 82-76, Denver up 6. 7 turnovers by the Nuggets in the third quarter. Paul George has scored 9 straight points now for the Thunder. He's got 24 on the night. It's a 4-point game. That front court of Atlanta.
And that's what you want to see, you know, in here. High turnover out front.
George with the stop.
And anytime you...
George fighting his way down the lane. It's going to drop in. And another and one possibility for Paul George.
It's 7. Paul George, no. Noel with the offensive rebound. And George hangs and finishes at the rim.
From Donovan Mitchell.
George right down the lane. And Paul George now has 30 on the night.
Doubles coming into the game today. So far is 6 rebounds short of a 6th straight.
Diallo, say it with your chest, and one.
Now,
McCollum had it knocked away in a steal by George. George got away from everybody and detonates at the rim.
Good cut there by Paul George, and he really bailed Russell Westbrook out.
The 3 ball. Another possession out to Westbrook. The lob. George finishing at the other end.
not only does he miss the shot.
His way underneath, and Adams swats it away. Now Schroeder finds a trailer. Paul George with the left hand, not a problem as they execute the fast break. 2 moments ago, Kawhi Leonard not having it with Steven Adams as he swipes it away, and the Thunder execute the fast break.
And this has been the difference in the second half of the Thunder. This is why they came from 10 points down at halftime to take the lead and have been leading for most of this fourth quarter.
8 as Harden fumbles it, lost it. Good defense from Steven Adams. George drives and finishes. This is what the Thunder do better than anybody in the league. They
keep moving it to avoid the foul. Spread the floor. Correct. Do not let them foul. Oh, bad.
And he turns it over. Clarkson gave it away.
Yes.
George with an easy one. And OKC is only down by 6. On the baseline now. Good defense by Paul George. Yeah, got the block. That's why he's one of the best two-way players in the game, folks.